Nero Knowledge lie to you. Let's analyze these spiritual tricks. There is an old saying, a lie travels faster than the truth. But what happens when the lie is so well constructed that it delivers something real at the end? What happens when the magician actually makes something appear? This young man managed to penetrate the minds of millions and millions of young entrepreneurs with nothing but a YouTube channel, and we are going to decode exactly how he did it. But first, I want you to read something with me. A Reddit thread post after someone watched a 2K movie called The Prestige. So discussion, J Electronica complete his magic trick in 2K20. I just finished watching the movie The Prestige, which I can highly recommend, and I realized suddenly that J Electronica took major inspiration from it, and I would love to hear other parallels between the movie and J Elec music. Michael Caine, who played Cutter in the movie, explained that every great magic trick consists of three parts of acts. The first part is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary, a deck of cards, a bird, or a man. He shows you this object. Perhaps he asks you to inspect it to see if it's indeed real, unaltered, normal. But of course, it probably not. The second act is called the turn. The magician takes the ordinary something and make it do something extraordinary. Now you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it because of course you are not really looking. You don't really want to know. You want to be full, but you will not clap yet because making something disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back. That's why every magic trick has a third act, the hardest part, the part we call the prestige. I will not read the rest. But he explaining that J Electronica used these tricks for his whole career. Every great magic trick consists of three parts: the pledge, the turn, the prestige. The magician shows you something ordinary, makes it do it something extraordinary, and just when you think you understand what you're watching, ta-da! Nero Knowledge complete his magic trick, and most people never saw it coming. Let's begin. Who is Nero Knowledge? Qui est Nero Knowledge? A young black man, white tank top, dark sunglasses, speaking directly into the camera, minimalist as F, a black Gandhi with a white tee, using sacred geometry, ancient symbol, diagram of consciousness, and in front of him, millions of young entrepreneurs hanging on every road. His name is Nero Knowledge, a 20-year-old esoteric coach and student of William Brown. In roughly 1 year, he transformed from being relatively unknown to a viral YouTube sensation, surpassing 300,000 subscribers. He specializes in teaching manifestation, universal laws, and the psychology of reality, specifically tailored to business goals of entrepreneurs. Why it works? The market. The self-help industry is one of the most saturated markets on the planet. Thousands of creators, all saying the same thing. Hustle hard, wake up at 5 a.m., cold shower, visualize your success, believe in yourself, blah blah blah. Nero did not do that. He arrived with a completely different diagnosis. He told you, you are not failing because you're lazy. You are failing because there is an invisible block inside you, a mental sailing, a subconscious sabotage, something deep, something most people will never even acknowledge, and that it's different because it's more comfortable, because it means the problem isn't your effort, it's your energy. His performance is driven by a mastery of attention-grabbing psychology of persuasion frameworks. 4 frameworks: hyper curiosity packaging, pattern interrupt, the NESB framework, new, easy, safe, big, and a belief shifting. He spoke to the wound that every ambitious person carries in silence, the gap between how hard you work and how little it seems to matter. He gave that gap a name, and millions of people finally felt seen. But here's the question nobody asked. Was he telling the truth? Or was he performing the greatest magic trick in online business history? Chapter 2. The Prestige. The perfect magic trick. Every great magic trick consists of 3 parts, I will call you. The first part, the pledge. The magician show you something ordinary. Nero show you your pain, your limit beliefs, your invisible ceiling, the gap between where you are and where you know you could be. And then the turn. The magician take that ordinary thing and make it something extraordinary. Nero tells you the problem is metaphysical, energy, frequency, subconscious blocks, divine realm, cosmic power, universal energy. And here the thing about the turn. You are looking for the secret, but you won't find it because you don't really want to know. You want to be full because the alternative is accepting that the problem was never invisible. It was structural. So then the prestige. The magician bring it back. After the spirituality, after the energy work, after the diagrams, Nero hands you something completely tangible. Systems, frameworks, processes, specific methodology for building leverage in your business. The real product was never the consciousness work. The consciousness work was the pledge. The system were always the prestige. He attract you with your weakness. He deliver you a tool and you clapped. That's not a lie, that's genius. But it raised a question. If the real value was always the system, why did it need the magic trick in the first place? Because you will never have bought the system alone. You need to feel seen first. That's the business model. And that's what we call category design. Chapter 3, the category design. Think different. You all know this slogan. 1997, Apple is dying. Steve Jobs comes back, and instead of competing, he redefined the game entirely. The iPod did not compete with MP3 players. It made them irrelevant. The iPhone did not compete with Nokia. It invented a category that Nokia did not even know exists. The iPad did not compete with laptops. It created a market between two markets. Try to name Apple's real competitor. You can't. That's the point. Amazon did not compete with bookstores. It redefined what distribution means. Tesla did not compete with car manufacturers. It made them look like they were still building horses. This is what category design does. It doesn't make you better than the competition, it makes the competition irrelevant. Monopoly is the condition of every successful business. Peter Thiel. When you own a category, you don't fight for market share, you own the market. In a market absolutely saturated with self-help creators, motivational speakers, mindset coaches, hustler culture gurus, all competing for the same audience, all saying slightly different versions of the same thing. Nero did not compete. He created a category that did not exist before him. A space where ancient wisdom meets modern business, where consciousness meets cash flow, where the divine realm meets your P&L. Nobody was there before him, and you know he won when the copycat arrived. The Islamic version, the esoteric version, the Stoic version, the Christian version. Each one borrowing his aesthetic, his language, his positioning. The original stays the original. You are only a category king where there are pretenders in your throne. The goal is to be the only one in your category. And once you understand that, the real question becomes, what is your category? What can only you own? That's where specific knowledge comes in. Naval call it the specific knowledge. I call it the SPK. It's a real part of our business in Code&Media or agency of personal branding for CEOs. The thing that it's uniquely yours, built from your obsessions, your failures, your trajectory, your vision of life, the thing you do so naturally that you don't even recognize it as a skill. Specific knowledge is often highly technical or creative. It cannot be outsourced or automated. It cannot be replicated. It cannot be trained into someone else. And where is Nero understood? Even if never said it out loud, specific knowledge plus category design equal monopoly. Specific knowledge, it's knowledge that you cannot be trained for. If society can train you, it can train someone else and replace you. So, what is the specific knowledge of Nero Knowledge? The intersection of the street culture, entrepreneurship, ancient wisdom. Something only he could authentically own, and he built a category around it. That's the real lesson, not the energy rock, not the subconscious blocks, not the divine realm diagram. The lesson is he knew what only he could build, and he built it so deliberately that millions of people had no choice but follow. So the real question is not, is the universe against me? The real question is much harder to accept. Have you truly understood what makes you unique? What you were created for?